video, I'm here with this makeup look that I'm wearing right now. It's a really pretty kind of red cranberry halo eye look. For this look, I used the new Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Like, it is such a gorgeous palette. If you guys haven't got your hands on this, I highly recommend you do. I absolutely love it. The shades are pigmented and they're very blendable, so definitely get your hands on it if you haven't already. So this look that I came up with, I hope you guys really enjoy it. Before I go, I just want to say I'm sorry for the late upload. I know I didn't upload Saturday. I actually filmed a video using this palette, but I didn't like how it came out, and then I tried to kind of edit it, and my iMovie just wasn't working. It was deleting some of my clips, so I decided to get that fixed today. So I decided to film another makeup tutorial using this palette, and I actually have to say I love the look using this palette that I did instead of the first look, so I hope you guys really enjoy it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up if you guys did enjoy it. But if you guys want to see to get this look, then just keep on watching. Bye, guys. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes to ensure that all our eyeshadows stay on throughout the day. You definitely want to make sure you do this step as well, because the MAC paint pot takes out any discoloration and veins you may have in your eyelids, so you have a nice clean base to start off with. Jumping right into the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, I'm taking the shade Tempura and just setting anywhere I put that base. First off, taking it in my brow bone and then dragging it downwards onto my lid. This just also ensures that our base is nicely set so it's not tacky and all our shades blend seamlessly. Now taking this NYX eyeshadow called Stiletto with a really pretty kind of neutral warm tone brown, I'm putting this directly in my crease using windshield wiper motions with my MAC 224 brush. This just helps so all our shades blend nice and seamlessly. Now going to the shade Raw Sienna, I'm taking my Dosa Color Crease Brush and applying this from inner to outer corner. Once I have it in, I'm going to buff it out using circular motions and then windshield wiper motions. I keep doing this step until it is nicely buffed out. Once that is blended, I want to make sure it is further blended, so I go back into my MAC 224 brush and do circular motions as well as windshield wiper motions to further blow it out. Now going into the shade Red Ochre, it's a really pretty kind of cranberry red shade. I go into my Sedona Lace flat brush and I pack this on the inner and outer corner. I'm not dragging it into the crease yet, and I'm keeping this completely away from the middle of my eyelid because that is where we're going to be packing on another shade. So at first, as you see, I'm patting this shade onto my inner and outer corner. Once I have it patted on, I go into the crease and connect them two shades together. Again, keeping away from the center of my eyelid. Once I have them two shades packed on and blended into the crease, I go back into the Dosa Color brush and further blend it using circular motions as well as windshield wiper motions. I really want to take my time with this and make sure it is really blown out. Once I have it blown out, I go back into that same shade and further pack it on, because once you do blend, you kind of lose some of the color. So just go back into that and further pack on the color, and then go back into that Dosa Color crease brush and just further blend it. I keep doing this step until I see it's the way I want it. Taking Primavera, it's a really pretty gold shade. I'm packing this on with my Sedona Lace brush wherever we did not pack on that Red Ochre shade. And as you see, I'm doing patting motions as well as sweeping motions, because I find with this shade, it really helps if you kind of sweep it. Also, my brush is a little bit damp. All I did was take a makeup wipe and kind of wipe off my brush to make it a little bit more wet. So it's a really nice trick if you don't have any fixed plus or water or eye drops. You can just take any wet paper towel and just kind of dampen the brush a little bit to make it a little bit more pigmented. Then I go into a pencil brush and blend them two shades together. And then I go back into that shade and further pack it on and just blend them two shades together. Since I'm not using any falsies, I'm curling my lashes and then I'm going in with some mascara. For this, I'm taking the MAC mascara and I'm coating my lashes really generously because we're not using any falsies. I'm also going to mix that a little bit with the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara because this really helps to lengthen your lashes. I like the MAC one because it is very black, and the L'Oreal one really helps lengthen them. Going back into the shade Tempura, I'm using that as my brow bone highlight. Moving on to the face, I went ahead and primed using my Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Primer. Now to get rid of my redness, I'm going in with my Becca color corrector in the shade Pistachio. For my foundation, I'm taking the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation and blending that in with my damp beauty blender. What I mean by damp is wringing it under some water and keep wringing it out till it gets nice and big. And then I take a paper towel or a washcloth and make sure all the excess water is out. And then I dab it onto my skin as opposed to rubbing. You don't want to rub to disturb any foundations. Definitely make sure to pat it in to get the most coverage. To highlight as well as conceal, I'm going with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I like to do one eye at a time to prevent any creasing, and I drag it down in a triangle shape to lift my eye up and make me look more awake. And I blend that in using the pointed side of the beauty blender. Again, I'm dabbing to not disturb any concealer or foundation. To set that, I'm going into Lyric and Levitation from the Kat Von D palette, and as you see again, we are always dabbing to not disturb any of the product. Once I do both eyes, I like to set the rest of my face, so I do my chin, my cupid's bow, and also down the bridge of my nose and forehead. I like to do this to even everything out, so you don't have a stark under eye, you just even everything out. And then I go back into them powders and make sure to set all of that so it stays throughout the day. I already did my eyebrows using the new Benefit Ultra Fine Brow Defining Pencil in the number 2. Now to finish off the eyes, we're going to smoke out the bottom lash line. So I'm going into this brush by MAC. It's a really nice flat brush, perfect for doing your under eyes to really smudge it out. I went back into that shade Raw Sienna and just smeared this all the way from inner to outer corner. And then I went back into the shade Red Ochre and did the same exact thing we did on the eyelid, putting this in the inner corner and outer corner. Then I go back into any flat brush and make sure to really blend it out. Going into Primivia, I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm putting it in the middle of the lash line wherever we did not put that red ochre shade. I'm also highlighting my inner corner with this as well. For my waterline, I'm taking the dark brown eyeliner from NYC. It's absolutely my favorite. As you see, I'm taking a brush and dragging down my lash line just to make sure we don't disturb any foundation. Now for bottom mascara, I'm going back into that L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. And going back into my brow bone highlight, I'm taking Tempura. I didn't really want to contour, I just want to bronze at my face, so I'm taking the Physician's Formula Bronze Booster in the shade Medium Dark with my MAC 135 brush, and I'm bronzing up my temples as well as my cheekbones. You definitely want to make sure you do both because you definitely want to make sure you even everything out and not just have a bronzed cheekbone. You want to make sure to have an overall bronzed look. For blush, I'm going to the Jaclyn Hill palette and taking Amaretto, and I'm putting this on the apples of my cheeks going backwards. I like doing this also on my temples to kind of, again, even everything out. Now lastly, to highlight, I'm going to the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood Illuminator with my Morphe G23 brush. I'm putting this on my cheekbones, also down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and also a little bit on my forehead to kind of have an overall glow. And lastly for lips, I'm taking the NYX lip liner in the shade Auburn and lining my lips because I'm going to be using a liquid lipstick. So I have to make sure you do this step because liquid lipsticks are very hard to apply. So personally, I like to have a line to start off with. And then for lips, I'm going to the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Vamp. And that is it for this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe down below to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.